Mic check 1, 2, 3.
Mic check 1, 2. Mic check.
Mic check.
Check, check. Mic check.
Ready, guys?
Let's do it, buddy.
Well, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Week 2 game picks. Yes, we are live on a Tuesday afternoon. Not our original time frame, not our original day. Had to make a little adjustment this week. Prayers for everyone that's in the path of hurricane this coming week. And there's a lot to talk about. We wanted to get things done here earlier in the week. Get our picks in, get home to our families, make sure we have everything prepared, stay safe, and get ready for some great high school football during the weekend. We want to say thank you, everyone, for joining us a day earlier. My name is Jordan Taylor. This is Under the Lights. Welcome aboard. We are live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts building here in Opelousas, Louisiana. A big week in store. It's going to be hard to top week 1. Week 1 had some fun matchups, and they lived up to the hype. But you can go ahead and call week 1. You could probably call it they went down to Colfax and had a mud fest last week. So a lot to dive into tonight. We're going to make some picks. We're going to give our headlines. We're going to talk about our takeaways. A new top 10 this week. A lot to get to. Very little time. Turn things over to the panel at this time. Gary Swallow, you got the middle at this time, my man. You're in charge.
Oh, no. Not going to happen.
Go ahead, my friend. The floor is yours.
Yeah, we saw a lot of football last week, and some of it was sloppy. Some of it was sloppier than others. But, overall, still some really good games, some scores that were closer than we thought, some wins that we weren't expecting to happen. Hopefully, for the majority of the state, it stays a little drier than we expected, but another week of football no matter what.
Yeah, man. We had a week 1 is in the books. Now we get to see these teams, and I guess our predictions will be a little better after.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I hope.
You get an identity now,
Yeah.
Chris, of some of these teams moving forward.
Right, and had a lot of big games last week. Surprise losses, surprise wins. First team, some teams getting their first win in years?
Yes.
Yeah. Losing streak broke.
Yeah. So state titles, state champs, been playing. Very competitive ball. So
Right.
Yeah, be hard to top week 1, but if you flip the page, Chris, they got some big-time matchups on that list. And some big-time matchups also canceled this week. We hate to see that, but we understand safety first. Gary Swallow?
Right. Great ball games across the board, and like Chris said, and we had some upsets. Some people, we can't call them upsets because we didn't really know the identity of the teams.
Right.
Last week was probably the hardest to pick because we had nothing to go by except last year, and last year's not this year.
Right.
So we had that, but man. I got a little bit of sun and wind, if y'all can tell, man.
Saturday we got windburn.
We were sitting on there trying to hold everything down, and it's just unbelievable. But you know what? But that's high school football at its best. We had a great time, great ball game.
Triple header week 1.
Triple header week
Pulled
1.
it off.
And it looks like we might have a triple header week.
Triple header week 2, and then we already have a triple header week 3 next week. That's lined up. So.
Oh man, so it's gonna be like, golly geez, where's all this coming from? But you know what?
I
love it.
You know what that means, Alex, Chris? You know what this means? I got to hit Whip up and say, hey, man, I need some more plaques.
That's right.
We added some more games.
We added some more games. We said, come on, Whip, we got to get in on that.
Yeah, how about week 1 winner of the picks, Enoch Brogy right here. I actually came in last place, guys, so just throwing that out there.
First time in history. That's what he said. He called me and told me that. First time in history, he came in last.
Gotta own it. Gotta come back stronger this week. Enoch,
Hey, trying to hang on to it, you know. Reigning, defending UTL Picks champ.
Weekly champion.
2024, yeah.
Week one. Week one.
Your only
One
win.
champ.
Your only win of the season. Congratulations, my friend.
He's due for one.
We'll make sure that that's gonna change.
Hey, if we can't have fun, then life is not fair.
I'm gonna send you my picks the weeks I won't be here, just to make sure if I'm not gonna miss any or whatever.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I'm trying to be number one on the year. You know.
I think we're all shooting for that, man.
Oh yeah.
Where was we going
All right.
with this next? Oh yeah, hit the like, hit the share while you wait on us. What
3P, three.
do we want to announce the games real quick before we get into anything else?
for
this week?
This week, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it. Definitely can do it.
So everything was flipped on its head this week. Had a scramble mode, and I've called numerous coaches, and it was something where my wife's prepping for the storm, and I'm prepping for high school football type of week.
Yeah, I understand.
So
Priorities.
yeah. So Thursday
It's like,
night.
get out of my face.
Thursday night, no football game this week. Again, our prayers are with everyone that's in the path of Hurricane Francine. I think that's her name.
Francine.
Also,
be
so
safe.
no Thursday night game this week. Friday night, we picked up a game right here. Basil Mamou at Hanson Field in Basil. So excited to see Coach Lamb for the very first time and what his team brings to the program. And then Basil always treated us with, since the very beginning, 2020 year, they was the first ones that actually took a chance on us. So to get back there, it's going to be a great deal to go see those guys again.
And that's Friday night?
Friday night.
Okay.
Saturday, doubleheader. Get ready. Doubleheader starting at high noon. We're going to get our first look at Coach Hunter Landry's group over there in Lafayette Renaissance versus the Abbeville Wildcats. So that will be at Wildcat Stadium, noon. So I'll have my TV up there. They switched it.
Oh, okay.
I'll have my TV up there watching the LSU game in that hour span, and then it's time to call some football. You won't be there. Prayers are with the family. You're going to be attending a funeral.
Right. One of my students, Miss Janet, passed away, and we're going to be at that funeral.
So our
for
prayers
that.
are with the family and yourself
Thank you.
also
Thank you.
to stay strong through that day, my friend.
It's going to be tough, but we're going to do this. We're going to get through it.
And then Saturday evening, 6 o'clock kickoff, we will be at Beauchamp for Poorberry Beauchamp. Seems like every year we cover this game. My niece is on the cheerleading team at Beauchamp. We both graduated there, so
That's a must.
it means something
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah.
The Battle of Pacayon.
That's
Battle of
right,
Pacayon.
yeah.
That's the name.
There
The
you go.
battle, you're
I will
right.
definitely bring it up
Love it.
on the broadcast
Yeah, the Battle
on
of
Friday
Pacayon.
night.
We're gonna see if we
Gary,
can make that name stick.
Battle of the Pocket.
Paco, yeah.
The Paco, yeah, baby.
He'll just say, Gary, say it. Because he can't say it. Paco, yeah.
Can't say it, but excited to see my niece cheer on Saturday night. So
And where's that game located?
it's gonna be at
Yeah,
Beauchamp.
bullshit.
And then Poor Barry, we'll see if our Alma can pull off a win.
Yeah, that's something that we hadn't seen, and we got spoiled a little bit last year. They won a few. They in search for their first win this year, so we'll hopefully get a chance. But
Gonna be some
like I
fun.
said, it's gonna be fun.
Yep. So us three will be there. So excited to
Yep.
get down there and see what happens. Guys, this is show number 73 on Wednesday nights. I moved up a day earlier this week, but show number 73. Don't think we're getting to 100 this year, but what a journey.
Well, it has to. You can't speed up time.
No.
Because Lord knows I want to stay on. Kind of slow it down sometimes. Because we're going too fast, but. We're gonna get to 100 pretty in due time.
If I would count the recap shows on Friday nights, then we would be way over 100.
Oh yes, most definitely.
But I only counted the Wednesdays. I would have to go back and really do some math here of how many shows it's all together. But show number 73. I mean, what a journey, guys.
Oh, great! Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm how to say that, and it keeps getting more fun and more fun every day.
Hey, Enoch, what's the nice lady in the press box at Beauchamp? Because me and Gary are coming, and we know she caters well.
Oh, that's Miss Colleen Richard.
Okay, I will call her after the show.
Oh, yeah,
And
most
tell her
definitely.
tell her we're on the.
We're on our way. We
we're
want
on
some
our
good
way.
food.
Oh, she's gonna take care of us.
Yeah. So we did add 2 new teams to our total teams that we've covered. We are now at 86 total teams. We covered Eunice High last week to add for the very first time, and we covered Jennings High for the very first time. So 2 more teams added in our 6-year coverage. So excited about 86 different teams across the state of Louisiana that
Correct.
we've had a chance to cover.
Right. And the thing about it is that we try to cover everybody, and I think that I think we're doing a good job kind of spreading the love.
And then
you gotta love it.
you add Sam Houston High School to the total stadiums of
Right.
what we've journeyed. So we're at 47 different stadiums now. Gonna add some more
Yeah.
in the near future.
Most definitely, most definitely.
101 total games. So you guys were 100. So congratulations. We'll always remember where we were on 100 with the potential storm that didn't pass, and we set up for 2 hours for nothing.
Ate good though.
We did eat
Oh, yeah, we
good
did eat
that
good.
night.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
jambalaya
Even-
from Alex's
Even
folks.
took some home.
Yes.
It was awesome. That was awesome.
And new helmet on the show this week, Covington Christian. Welcome
Covington
to
Christian.
Under the Lights.
Covington Christian.
Nice
Yeah,
helmet.
nice.
77 total helmets. Count them if you have nothing to do right now. Count them in the chat because I might have the number wrong. But
Yeah, they're close.
77 total helmets. So
And if we don't have your helmet here, just let us know, and you can send it to us. We'll be more than happy to display it.
I need a UTL helmet. I need a white UTL helmet, right, Chris?
We'll work on that. Yes.
Yeah.
I need,
Definitely.
that would be something to put on the
White
shirt.
UTL helmet.
Just with the logo on it.
Not this one. This is
logo.
Holly's Lock of the Week shirt.
The logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that on it. We hadn't picked it up yet, Chelsea. That's
That's Alex's fault.
Yeah, we just need to get out there and pick it up. We were planning on doing that this week, but not gonna happen right now with all this craziness.
Yeah. Okay. The 6 teams we are covering. Basil. Here's the record when we cover those guys: 10-6. Mamu, when we cover those guys, 1-0. Abbeville, when we cover those guys, 10-2.
Oh wow!
Lafayette Renaissance, 0-0. Port Barry, 3-10. It's been a rough patch when we've come to town. And then Beauchamp, 3-4. So Port Barry, Beauchamp searching for their 4th win with Under the Lights. Doesn't see Cecilia. It's right there. The number 23
There you go.
is your Cecilia helmet. All right, guys, I need your feedback here. I'm going top 10 UTL headlines of last week. I need you here to give me your feedback and your thoughts on some of these. Okay?
Sounds good.
At any point, just jump in.
Oh yeah.
All right, week 1 Mudfest included low-scoring games, unlikely upsets, Saturday and even some Sunday games. Your thought of the week 1? Have we ever seen something quite like that in years past?
No, especially to open the season. You might have here or there a couple of games that caught a big thunderstorm before the game came, and it was sloppy. But across the state, it was like you said, mudfest, and some teams played through it and were able to keep their win. Some teams couldn't, and both of those teams looked bad. Sometimes. So
Alex,
it was rough.
We even saw a 3-0 game over the weekend. That's how bad one of those fields was.
I wonder how they were able to put that
winning
ball
a
on
game
the tee to kick that
on a kick
field goal
in the mud.
Yes.
that's,
to win the
that's
game.
incredible.
And then the wet ball as far as kicking, man, it's like kicking a brick.
Yeah. Well, just catching the snap, placing it, the whole 9 yards.
It's
Hey,
unbelievable.
hats off to you.
Yeah. Special teams play a big factor.
And if no one knows who I'm talking about, it's ULAB beat Woodlawn 3-0 over the weekend.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, you got like you say, special teams played a factor. I know in our game it did. You have a team with short field, they're gonna capitalize on it.
Right. Oh, most definitely. Especially a good team.
Yeah.
It's a good sound team.
With the fields being wet and muddy and sloppy, the game had to be moved somewhere else.
Well, the reason that y'all had to move was basically is that
The night
field was
before?
so tore up the night before.
Man,
I
I heard the
remember
OC.
seeing that.
The OC.
You couldn't see the paint on the
Yeah,
field.
you couldn't. It was just a big thing of mud.
The ref
It
would
was
spot the
unbelievable.
ball, and he would. Okay, that's going to be
I
the
was
less mud
watching-
right there.
Yeah,
the
He
Jennings
didn't have
Iowa
legit
game,
spots.
yeah.
And the
We was
sidelines.
there.
I mean, the kids were actually walking in mud
Yeah.
this
Yes.
deep. I mean, it was disgusting.
Yeah, I was watching the highlights on the news afterwards, and Iota center trying to snap the ball to their quarterback, and the ball would just fall in the
Yeah,
mud.
fall- yeah,
and
yeah.
they had to go pick it up. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was something. It was something. I mean, Port Barry played in the Mud Fest. I saw a couple teams out there. Ascension Episcopal and Kaplan played in the
Right.
Mud Fest. Vermilion Catholic
Right.
and Catholic New Iberia
Yeah.
played in the Mud Fest, and
Yeah.
I'm sure numerous teams throughout the state.
I remember when we were covering the Jennings Iowa game out in Sam Houston, and it was during a break, and you were able to kind of pull up the live feed for that game. I looked at that film, I was like, "There's no way Opelousas and Turling's playing there tomorrow."
Well, it was just, it was so bad. I mean, I was getting pictures sent to me, and I was like going, "Oh my God!" Because all you saw was figures on it looked like a mud pit,
Yeah.
and it was just unbelievable.
Well, let's move on here. How about two new programs getting their first win in school history? At this time, let's give our love to those guys. Prairieville High School
Right.
and Westminster of Lafayette get win number 1 in program history. Thoughts on, you're always going to remember the very first one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's one game you don't forget. You can forget. You can play.
Put that game ball away forever.
Yeah, you can play 200 games.
Yeah.
The first one you ain't gonna never forget.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. You're gonna,
absolutely.
Whether it's a win or a loss, you're still
Yeah.
not gonna forget it.
that one's
Yeah.
going to be in the trophy case. First win with a light on it and everything. It's because that one's going to mean more.
Yeah, because we still have. Beauchamp was a school in '91. We still have the first game that they won against. I believe it was Point Capri Central. It's always been in that trophy
Yeah,
case.
and it's going to stay there,
Stay there forever.
Ever. Yeah.
Yep.
How about Pickering High School? They earned Team of the Week from Go Preps. Why? Because they ended the longest losing streak with a 13-12 win over Gaydon. Feels pretty darn good if you're that senior class knowing that's your first win and you finally get the monkey off your back.
Right.
13-12.
Yeah.
13-12.
It doesn't matter. They got that win. That's
what
what
it takes to
matters,
win.
man.
One
point.
point
You
more.
just need 1 point more.
So
Very
Lafayette
happy for
Renaissance
the
played
Pickering.
varsity ball last year, or this is their first year playing varsity ball? Because you
How's
said
that?
Lafayette Renaissance as well. I thought they played varsity ball last year.
Last year they didn't play varsity
Okay,
ball.
so
think
my
last year was
mistake.
the same.
Lafayette Renaissance, add them into that sentence with Prairieville and Westminster also.
Yeah. And so it's, it's good to see, you see these new schools coming in there, man. It's just so much excitement, but then they have to build their way back up to where they can get that first win, and that's like you said, there's nothing like it.
Got some more for y'all. How about John Curtis and the LCA Rummel game moved to the Superdome? Well, that's a way to say let's start off the season in the Big Easy, huh?
That's right.
Somebody got some pulls.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they had 2 games in the Superdome. You couldn't ask for a better way to start your season, and you might see 1, 2, or 3
three
of
of
those
those
teams
teams.
play the final game in the Superdome at
Yeah,
the end of the
'cause-
season.
Yeah, because Curtis played a team from Georgia, if I'm not mistaken,
Correct.
on that.
Out of Raven Gap,
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yes.
And man, so it's amazing but that's what high school football does to the state of Louisiana. I mean, it's just unbelievable that the support is there, and I was just so excited to hear that, and man, it was, from what I heard, it was a decent ball game.
If you guys know of any coaches when I read this next headline, please share with us. And if anybody in the chat wants to shout out a coach out there, go for it. Head coaches around the state pick up win number 1 in their debuts, like Mamu, Hineville, Neville, and so on. Any other brand new head coaches get their very first win?
Uh,
And if somebody can let us know in the chat, shout out your coach if they're a brand new coach at your program for the first time, like Coach Lamb, and he's a first year head football coach, picks up number 1.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at
What was
Abbeville didn't win, so
No.
Coach Zenon didn't get it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, it's coming now. It's
Oh
coming.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I believe in Coach.
So,
Zeman.
if anybody want to let us know in the chat, y'all have anybody that crosses your head real quick?
No,
No,
Not
particularly.
first time head coach.
not first time.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, Coach Lamb, he got his. That's about the only one. I know.
Yeah. For the
I mean, maybe the
first
head
year with
coach
a
from
new
McGraw
team.
is the first
Yeah,
first
I
year
don't
guy.
know.
No, he's not. I don't think he's the first.
No.
one.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Number 1 with Lafayette Renaissance, when he coached at LCA last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's not his first
Yeah, it's
official.
It's
not
not his first official one, but it's
So-
first one with a new team. So
Let us know in the chat if we're missing anybody here. I'm trying to look around at these helmets if we're missing anybody. And I'll get back to that subject. And if y'all can check it out for me while I read this next one. How about Central Baton Rouge, ladies and gentlemen? They honor their teammates by wearing the jersey numbers of the 3 players that were in the accident the day before the game, jersey number 3, 4, and 5. What a gutsy performance from their team, getting a big win over De La Salle that night. But what an honor that those teammates did by wearing those jerseys on game day. 3, 4, and 5, and continued prayers for that program.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was a pretty bad lick that they got in, and you know, hopefully they'll all be healing up real good and get back on the field, because that's you hate to see something like that happen.
yeah.
Calvary Baptist, the quarterback, Abram Wardell, threw for 417 yards, going 23 of 29, and had 7 touchdown passes against Oak Grove.
Air raid assault.
What was the final score?
I don't
A
have it.
lot to a little bit.
I can.
No, it was both of them
Back and forth.
I'll pull it
back
up
and
right
forth
now.
and then pulled away at the end.
Right.
So I don't know. Y'all
I'm gonna pull it up
y'all
right
got
now.
anything to say about that performance? 7 touchdown
It's
performance.
incredible.
I just
Air raid
think.
assault, baby. Gotta love
Yeah.
it.
I mean, he was advertised, to do that, but for Oak Grove team, and they go tighten up their defense.
It was
Yeah.
62 to 41 was the final score.
62-41.
Yeah, yeah. Oak Grove
Bit of a
going to
shootout.
tighten up their defense by
Right.
the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, it's week 1.
hmm
So
How about this next one? They calling it, and this is from Mr. Chaston himself. They're calling this one the running back show. Leesville's Xavier Ford had 40 carries for 311 yards and 6 touchdowns.
That's
And then
Okay,
on the other sideline, Sam Houston's Drew Bailey had 32 carries for 310 yards and 6 touchdowns. Could you imagine seeing that game live last week?
I mean, nobody was playing defense.
Yeah, that's what I was getting
No,
ready to
there was
say.
no run
They
defense
had
there.
no
Nobody was
defense
stopping
there.
the run.
Who let Les Miles call toss dive all night?
Goodness.
Toss that.
Xavier Ford, Drew Bailey, 12 touchdowns combined, 600 yards combined, and over 70 carries combined. What a football game Sam Houston and Leesville put on Friday night.
They sitting in ice baths till now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I mean, with all them yards, even nobody was touching them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So there was just
yeah.
Go.
But Xavier Ford, he's been advertised
He
like
can
that.
go.
yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, every
Leesville's
year.
always
Yeah.
had a good history with running
Yeah.
backs. So
Right.
to be
This,
fair,
this is his senior year, so he
he's no exception.
his senior year, the past couple of years he had been leading the state.
Yeah.
Up
Right.
until midway,
Right.
when he get to district or whatever. But
Seemed like he's a man on a mission.
Yeah.
yeah.
But what about the other sideline? What do we need to know about Sam Houston, or is it just Leesville is only offense?
Well, I mean,
You got to have talent to do it.
yeah.
I mean, you, no matter what, you still have to have the talent to do it.
I mean,
And-
another thing too. When both of these teams started running the football and it's working, you you're not going to change it up.
Right.
Keep scoring touchdowns, you're not going to change it up.
Sam Houston has a lot of size too, so
And I always
If
thought
Sam
Sam
Houston
Houston was
ran an air
airing that
raid,
thing
but they
out.
were still running the ball, getting 8-9 yards a carry, you're not going to throw the ball.
I always thought
More
Sam
often
Houston
than
was
not.
airing that thing out,
Yeah.
but they got a weapon in the backfield.
Right.
Till they stop you, you don't worry about throwing it. Just keep pounding
If
it.
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
Catholic of Baton Rouge, guys, ends Destrehan's 33-game regular season win streak with a go-ahead touchdown under 20 seconds left. That senior class never lost a regular season game until
and I honestly didn't see
Yeah.
that score coming. I thought,
Yeah.
from what we heard earlier, Jamboree scrimmage, that it would be a runaway, but Destrehan's still there.
Yeah, they.
Right.
Yeah, they. I mean, week 1, Catholic and Destrehan.
Right.
I mean, everybody put on as advertised.
Right. Well, Destrehan is, for the last few years, has been a quiet giant.
all
I
30
mean,
and 0 of them.
And they've just been unbelievable as far as what they've done.
They're the team that just handles their business.
Right, and
They
it-
show up, handle their business.
And it took the defending state champions to go out there and just, and I hate to say it, barely pull out a victory out there. I mean, it took them within the last few minutes of the game, last minute of the game,
Last 20 seconds.
to get the win. So don't count out Destrehan just because of this game.
No, that shows you the jamboree, the scrimmage that we saw. We had our thoughts and we had our worries with Destrehan. They quickly erased all that, and they're going to be back in contention.
Oh, most definitely, most
I
definitely.
think we all picked Catholic.
Yeah.
But I mean, we knew it was going to
Pretty
be
sure we
still a
did,
close
yeah.
game or whatever. So
Hostile environment.
Right,
They
yeah.
went in and went in.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the big one over the week was, and even today, St. Aug's defensive tackle Jakeem Stewart, ranked number 1 in the 2026 class, is hitting the I
high
think
school portal.
the high school portal, headed down to Edna Carr. How nasty would that defensive line be joining the LSU commit if
Okay.
they play together? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
a lot
come
of
on.
people saying he's
Conflicting
eligible.
reports.
A lot of people are saying he's ineligible.
Right.
Gonna have to figure it out.
We'll have to figure it out. We got good sources. We got bad sources today. I'm just gonna let it play itself out. If he
Right.
straps up Friday night, good God,
Next week.
yes.
Well,
if he
but
straps
all
up
of
next
week,
if he straps up next Friday, good God,
Okay.
that defensive line's gonna be nasty.
Oh, man.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Francine.
The thing about it
Francine,
is,
I love
okay,
you.
okay, and I'll say it. You have the University of Edna Carr that is already a
Put
awesome.
Put it on a T-shirt.
Oh yeah, that's. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna tell you. You have a team like Edna Carr that is so strong, and then you adding this young man to come into your defense. Oh my God! Look
They
out!
already got the LSU commit
That's what I'm
on
saying.
the defensive front.
Yeah,
So
even if you don't play it down,
Yeah,
you're still going
might
to
not play it
graduate
down.
early
Yep.
in December.
Right.
And we
You know,
might not keep him
and that
in
was
the
the
state.
whole that was the whole reason for him transferring. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah,
And we might not keep him in the state. He might be heading to California.
I don't know.
They
I don't
said
think so.
he's a big USC lean.
I mean, if he goes to USC, that's his choice. There's
Reclassifying
no
means a
problem
lot
with that,
for
you know?
that team sitting in Baton Rouge. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, most definitely.
With their defensive line situation, and he wants to reclassify that bad,
Look out.
look out.
Mhm.
Only time will tell, and we'll have all our fingers crossed and our toes too.
Man, if I feel bad for the OCs that are going to have to deal with that line. They're going to lose some sleep over how are we going to neutralize these guys.
Yes,
you know,
indeed. We'll see next Friday. Those questions will be answered
by
if you s-
Monday.
By Monday, if you see him strapped up for practice.
You're right.
I got a new top 10 this week, ladies and gentlemen. Alex, Chris, Gary, Enoch, and everybody watching. You ain't gonna like it.
oh, let's see. This is going to be fun.
You're not gonna like
Let's
it.
do this.
Yeah.
It's nobody with a 0-1 records in it.
Okay.
And lose what?
Huh?
Nobody with an 0-1 records in the top 10 this week.
Yeah, it's all
Good.
Yeah. No.
Everybody has a 1-0 record here, so let's go small schools. Write it down. Write it down, sir. Division 3 and 4 combined here, no particular order. Because I can't put together a top 10 because Too many people are going to come after me like they're coming after my guy Ramsey.
I got you right.
Start off with small schools here, Division 3 and 4, top 10 UTL list this week. Vermilion Catholic, big win over Catholic. I had both of them in last week. Winner stays. Kentwood gets a big win. They're in.
The
Gary's favorite
Rouge.
team.
That's my team. That's
Calvary-
my small team.
Gary's favorite
Calvary
small team.
Baptist knocks out Oak Grove last week in week 1. They're in. Dunham Statement win last week. They're in. Notre Dame Pios. We could very well
Yeah.
see the Pios make a run at this thing.
Did they win?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did.
21-20 over Southside.
Yeah.
Southern Lab is in. Washita Christian is in. Newman gets a big win over St. Charles. They're in. Here's my last two. Logan Sports in. Blowout in week 1. And my final team is Bunkie is in.
It's good cut.
That's
Good
a
cut.
good list.
I like
That-
the
that's
list.
a good list. I
one.
like that.
That's a good list. There's
Yeah.
a couple of
That's
0-1 teams you could have maybe argued could have went ahead of maybe one or
Oh
two
yeah,
of these.
there's a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
that's
there's a lot of
but
old
that's
teams
a- that's
that
a
could
strong
take
list.
that could
That's
take
a
this.
strong
I
list.
agree.
But we're gonna go with this top 10 this week. Fire it into the chat. Let us know how much you hate it. But at the end of the day, it's mine, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
It's Jordy's top
It's
10.
Jordy's top
Jordy's
10.
top 10.
Chris, any thoughts?
Man, I like it. I mean, do you have this question? Do you have them in that order?
No.
No, it's just
Okay.
Can't do it.
That's right.
Can't
It's
do
just
it.
your top 10.
Yeah,
top 10.
no particular
Yeah,
order.
it's all in the bucket.
They come out of the woodworks if you put them in a specific
Oh,
order.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why you got him there? Why you got?
Oh
him
yeah.
there?
No, this is I
a
like the
catch-all.
fact that
That's what
it's
it's called.
it's random. It's not in any particular order, but that to me that's a good list.
How about we go large schools? Some switch ups this week. Division 1 and 2. St. Thomas More, big win last week.
Right.
Yeah.
They're in. Catholic of Baton Rouge goes on the road, knocks off Destrehan. They're in. Rusted knocks off Acadiana. They're in.
That's a pretty close game.
Right, that
well,
was.
Keenan was kind of trailing for most of it, but they kept it competitive the whole way
Right.
through.
Neville gets a big win over Evangel. They're in.
Saw that.
Westgate with a closer score than expected, but I think that team is talented enough to earn the respect this week to be in. They wasn't in last
Right.
week. I'll put them in this week,
Right.
Chris.
Correct.
Dutchtown, I'm gonna pick them until somebody beats them.
Right.
I
That-
picked them
that
to win.
sounds-
I picked them to win state in the preseason, so we'll see what happens down the road. Central of Baton Rouge, I know they had their guys get injured with the wreck last week, but they're still a talented football team.
They probably rallied. I think they rallied around
Right.
Yes.
that and played that game for them. I hope they can keep it going.
And somebody want to let us know how the young
How they're
men,
doing,
young 3 young men are doing over there. We would gratefully like to know. University Lab. I know it wasn't I know it wasn't the ideal score, but if you put them on the dry field, they're obviously that
Right.
good.
Oh yeah.
And then Edie White gets a big win over Holy Cross. I put them in there. And then my last team, you ain't gonna like it, but I put John F. Kennedy in there.
Like you said, they're 1-0.
So,
That's
so
interesting.
Yep,
ULab,
Not for long.
ULab is really a small school.
they're playing in Division 2.
Or they,
Yeah, they're
In the
playing
playoffs,
up.
they're playing in
Division
Division 2.
Yeah.
They're playing up.
Division 1,
I got
Division
you.
2.
I
2
got
and 5
you.
A is
I
technically the
got
big
you.
schools.
Yep, it's a terrible list for large schools
Yeah,
because
you have 3 division. You have
Yes.
Yeah.
three.
You're
Well, you have
leaving-
3A, 4A, 5A, all in that
Yeah.
big
Well,
school.
parts
yeah.
of
You're-
3A. It just depends.
Yeah.
you're
It's kinda
leaving
like half and half
out
in
you're
a
leaving
way.
out about 8 0-1 teams that could definitely be
really
in this
be in
list.
So I can disagree with you. Your big school is because you don't have Carr in there.
Mhm.
You don't
Right.
have St. Aug in there.
Mhm.
Definitely Carr.
Oh yeah, and that was now I'm looking at it. That was just me not writing them down.
Yeah.
That's him. He didn't have his car hat on. He had everybody else.
It could be a top 25 list
Yeah.
in that
Well,
big school
in
and
the
still
big-
add more.
Yeah, in the big
Yeah,
school, you
okay.
can go as
And then
many as
and then
25.
as I look at it, I would take out
You don't have.
Edie White and put Carr
Right.
Right. And even with
because I'm looking at it now. It's like what a dummy for leaving them off.
Right.
Because I was rushing.
There's just too many schools.
And it's hard for me to say
have a
that.
top 10.
It's hard for me to
Yeah,
say that
it's-
you don't have Sterling in it.
If you did it by like classifications or just by each of the divisions by itself, it'd be.
And then I could scratch off John F. Kennedy and
Excuse me.
put St. Aug because obviously I didn't look at all the divisions.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Quarterback from Central, still in a sling, out for some time, is what he's told.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can make it at some
Yeah.
point.
You don't even have Zachary in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not sold on them yet.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Not sold on them yet.
I
I gotta see some
They're
more.
good.
And
They're good.
Acadiana.
Katie
Yeah.
Anna
And
lost.
Canada
lost.
But Acadiana
So-
lost.
Canada lost.
So
So,
here's the
I
thing.
said I wasn't putting any old ones
0-1
this
0-1.
week.
And that's understandable.
And moving forward, you're going to see a lot of 1-1s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. So,
And that's understandable. But like I said, we're in week 2.
Yeah.
We got
let's
10 more to go.
Let's have
Oh,
the
yeah.
discussion week 5.
Yeah, let's
Yes,
do it. Week
indeed.
5, we're
Yeah.
going to throw everything out of it.
Week 5, I'll have an 0-5 team in the top 10 just because of their schedule. I'm going to say
Yeah.
strength of schedule matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I've never seen that happen.
They're
We
on
ain't gonna
5, but come district time,
Yeah, look
gotta
out.
wipe the floor. You know.
How about UTL weekly takeaways this week? I want to hear your thoughts. Airline Barb shootout for the ages. 52-49 win there. I want to know, what is the ceiling for Airline?
Wait.
For a team who doesn't have a strong defense, do they have to be perfect every week from here on out on offense to win these games?
Yes.
If they have a week where the offense might have some turnovers or not show up, a key injury or something, they have to be perfect the rest of the way, in your opinion?
I think so. I mean, Barb's not known for their, outstanding offense, and for them to take them to the wire, I think that shows how bad Airlines' defense is.
Right.
Jalandon Gray.
Okay. Barb's quarterback?
I told y'all last week.
You did tell us last
you
week.
did.
And he's everything. He's a sophomore. They threw him to the wolves last year as a freshman. Because they started quarterback towards ACL, I think, in a scrimmage or
Something like
the
that. I don't
jamboree.
remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's at bar for baseball. He's a great baseball player, and he can sling it.
Right.
He has confidence. He can run it when it needs to be ran. He can, orchestrate the offense like how it needs to be done.
Right.
He's gonna be good.
Well, I agree with the comment. They're going to have to. I don't know if they'll have to be perfect, but they're going to have to be close to it because their on offense, because their defenses are not stopping anybody.
Right.
So they're going to have to put up the points. And Randy said it in the chat. They're going to have to win, and they're going to have to be perfect, because it's all going to be shootouts.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know their schedule. I think they play North DeSoto too. They're not the same district, but I think they played North DeSoto. They played them last year, and I think that was their only loss in the regular season.
Right.
They
Might
do
be
not
tight
play
low.
them this year.
Yeah.
But Airline's schedule does not get any easier. It's
What they got the rest of the way?
so they got Benton this week.
Which, if you looked at that matchup, both offenses are gonna
Yeah.
score.
Yeah.
And they got Union Parish, Evangel, Captain Shreve, Parkway, Houghton, Natchitoches Central, Byrd, and Huntington.
Better score.
So, I mean, there's no real slouches in there. Even the down teams on that schedule are still going to
Right.
cause problems for that defense.
And then last year, Union beat them last year, right? Or they went down the wire.
I don't
I
remember.
think that game was
Right,
close, but I'm
But-
pretty sure Airline
If
won. I could be wrong.
anybody could take the ball away from an offense like that, it's Union.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. But you're going to have some teams that are stout enough to actually kind of just slow them down a little bit.
Well, running the ball.
Yeah, and control the ball a little bit. I mean, you look at, we keep asking, is Evangel back? Well, maybe they might not be back on defense, but can they score? Can they control the ball? If you keep the ball away from them, from Airline's offense, well, then you got a good shot.
You look at last year's
Yeah.
playoff game where they got taken out of the playoffs. It was a 1-point shootout.
Correct.
That was Mandeville, right? Skippers?
I think it was Southside, but I could be wrong. Maybe.
Well, Mandeville had a trip up there because we worked the Logansport game.
Yes, and then it might have been.
It
I'm
might
not
have
sure.
been. I don't remember either.
All right, so that answers some questions there. You got something else to add to that?
I'll say this: I am shocked that an Airline game went to a shootout. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Anyway, I will say this: the defense, the defense can make up for it. Maybe not necessarily.
They got
don't have
time.
to have the strongest defense.
They got time to figure it
But
out. They just need 3 stops a game.
3 stops
both
or
teams.
a couple takeaways.
Bar
You know,
them, you know.
Yeah.
if Airline is
Exactly.
if they may not have to be the best defense, but can they be an opportunistic one that just gets takeaways at the right moment and can expand the Airline
Right.
lead?
And
You
I'll
know?
tell you what, Ben Taylor, every bit of advertised.
Is he committed anywhere yet?
I think it's Louisiana Tech or it's Northwestern State University. I said that wrong?
Northwestern State. That's
Northwestern,
right.
Okay.
yeah.
Said it
Okay.
right.
I was thinking of LSU for a second.
No.
Northwestern State.
Northwestern, that's
So
it. Yeah.
correct
Getting a
me,
good one.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's where he's going. All right, here we go. It is time we start having a serious conversation about how good this Dunham team can be this year. Sophomore quarterback Elijah Haven setting records in a rout of Parkview Baptist this past week. The conversation needs to be brought up. How good can they be this season? Your thoughts, fellas, and the quarterback's sensational.
He's good. I mean, he's good. And Dunham is known for throwing the ball and opening that offense, playing good, sound defense. I mean, they're gonna go as far as he take them.
Right. I agree. He's young. He's got a good system that he's used to and that he's comfortable with. Good supporting cast as far as the line.
He got some
and
tall receivers to
good
throw
receivers that he can just say, okay, I'm throwing it to you this time, you this time. They've got a good system in place. I think the sky's the limit for this young man.
You said it for me. Sky's the limit with that kid. He keeps improving. He'll have his pick of the litter as far as college offers.
He's already broke all the school
Yeah.
records as a sophomore.
Yeah.
So
The key is stay healthy.
Dunham could be moving forward a lot of people's favorites to get to the Dome and give an LCA, give a Calvary Baptist a threat for the title.
Yeah.
So we'll keep a close eye out on them. I'm sure they're going to light up the scoreboard week in and week out.
Most definitely, yes.
How about Alexandria getting it done in all 3 phases? Is this a 2020 all over again? They're extremely dangerous. Could we see another 2020 version of Alexandria in the works?
Yeah, I think they look good across the board. They have some tough games coming up. They make it through those, still with a 0 in the loss column. Look out.
We'll see in week 4. They'll be in town week 4. So
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'd be kind of scared. Not scared, but I'd be concerned because they have a tendency to.
All 3 phases right now
hitting it,
through 3
hitting it.
weeks, yes.
I don't know if they're going to be every bit as good as the 2020 squad. 2020 squad, excuse me. But I think they're going to be pretty darn close if they keep it rolling. I mean, the only way I think that they could get better is if they win the state title game
And
this
that-
year, which
and
it's
that-
not completely outside of the realm of possibility.
It's going to be
if
a
they keep
lot
playing the way they
tougher.
do.
It's going to be a lot tougher to get to the title game now compared to 2020.
Oh
yeah, with
most
the whole
definitely.
thing,
I'll agree
yeah.
with you on that.
But I'm seeing similarities in that group. Might have should have beat Acadiana that night in that title game at Natchitoches.
They should have, yep.
So that was a thriller of a night. How about E.D. White? Their defense will give plenty problems this year. Can it lead them to a deep run to the Dome?
They say defense wins championships.
yeah.
If you have a strong defense, you're always going to have a chance.
Right.
So
Thoughts on E.D. White's defense? Can it take them to the promised land, or do you think it's
I don't know.
only so far?
I think only so far. They're going to play some really good offenses, and I'm just not sure that their defense can shut them down enough, and to make up for their offense. I don't know if their offense can keep up with the stops that they don't get.
And which division are they in? Division 2?
Division select.
So they would see like the rights of a Shaw or a ULAB or something in that
Well,
nature.
if they wind up on the right side of the bracket,
And you got to
work out for them.
LCA
You know?
STM not in that division. No
Yeah,
more.
Right.
moved up.
Yeah, FCM moved up,
Yeah.
LCA
One
moved down, I believe.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
it's still
One
the
moved
Saints-
up, one
yeah.
So that
Opens
class
the
is
door.
wide open.
Yes.
Yep.
The key is that they have to develop and get better with their defense because I'm going to tell you right now, their defense has to improve for them to go to the next level.
To take the
was
next
to
step?
to get to the
So
next
it's
step.
really good right now.
Uh,
You're expecting them to take it to a whole new level before the end of the season.
Before the end of the season, barring injuries or anything, I think they're building the foundation, and I think they can get to that next level. But like I said, they have to focus on the defense. They really do.
Okay. So, speaking of Notre Dame, what we just talked about, a senior-led group key to success this year, back-to-back weeks, proving chemistry could get the Pios back in the title picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, right now, playing the way that they're doing with the senior heavy that they go leadership, I think they have a shot, and I'm gonna tell you, I'll say it right now, they're my dark horse. I think they got a shot to take it.
Chris?
Yeah, I don't. It's gonna be tough, man.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be tough, but I think
But it can be done.
yeah.
Yeah, normally Notre Dame doesn't lead me wrong a lot of the time. I know in the playoffs I don't know.
I mean, what was it? 3 straight years St. Charles clipped them in the playoffs?
Yeah,
Right.
it's been a little
And
bit.
they're gone.
It's been a little bit of a rough go for them, and luckily for Notre Dame, they won't have to worry about them anymore. So there's a very good chance that they can push themselves into New Orleans. I think they're good enough to get there
Yeah.
this year.
We'll
Coach
see.
Cook stays consistent though.
Yes, consistently.
You know,
Yeah, and I mean,
quarterfinals,
yeah.
semis.
And
No.
you just want to see that for Coach Cook. I mean, he's just, and talk about a class act. He is
Right.
just such a class act all the way around. And,
Enjoy,
and
enjoying
he does it.
enjoying the years
Is
we have
ULAB
left.
still
Yes.
in that
ULAB moved up to Division II.
so
Yeah.
so
This is the Calvary
This is it.
Baptist LCA Dunham playoff.
Right.
I argue like E.D. White, if they end up on the right side of the bracket, Notre Dame could have.
He
I
can
wouldn't say an easy path, but they
They could
could
get to the
very-
dome. They
yeah.
Wouldn't
get
want
to
to
the
see him
dome.
in any round of the playoffs.
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
to be fair,
right.
yes.
Exactly.
So,
But sometimes it's just, hey, if the luck of the draw goes your way, then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we don't have to see this team or this team.
you
Then
see
We'll-
it makes it a little bit
yeah,
easier for us.
there's a question there. Can they get through LCA or Calvary though? Those questions will be answered when they meet in district
Right.
down the road.
Right.
LCA, Notre Dame. We'll know how good this Pio team is whenever those two square off in district play.
and we'll know how good the LCA team is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So
Because when you get that deep in the playoffs, you get a lot of everybody's competitive now.
Yeah.
Right. Ain't no
only the best are left.
right, especially after what the quarters.
Final 8.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. How about this? Let's show some love elsewhere. Ferry Day beats Valdelia to return the trophy in the Concordia Classic. Bruley beats Port Allen in the 53rd Sugar Cane Classic to bring the title there. Any other trophies from week 1 that teams were playing for? Let us know in the chats. Do you guys know of any other trophies? Also, is there maybe a UTL trophy that could come into play down the road? And down the road, which game you think deserves that honor?
Probably this one. We cover them every single year. Battle of the Pacayenne, you get the UTL trophy, UTL sponsored
That
trophy.
could be the Pacoyan trophy.
Pacoyan.
The
Pacoyan
Pacoyan
trophy.
trophy.
And it is sponsored by Under the Lights. There you go.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going from one to the other, whatever.
Pass
Yep.
it back.
That's
Pass
it.
it back and
Pass
forth.
it
'Cause
around.
you look at that matchup and it's like, all right, this team's going to win 2 years. This team's going to win 3 years. This team wins. This team wins.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
it's not a Port Barry OC where we haven't beat them since 2011.
Right.
Right.
So any other games that played for trophies this past week that y'all know of?
Uh,
Probably got a few coming up.
There's a
but
few
I think
coming
that was
up, but
the
I
last
don't
Not
know,
a ton
man.
of teams play for trophies week 1.
I mean, I don't.
That's what stunned me.
And-
I didn't
It's
realize.
usually like district teams
And I think
later in the year.
and what St. Martinville and Cecilia, they play each other every year, but it's not they playing for anything.
yeah, I don't
Right, they
think
just
And they
they,
should,
they,
you
they
know.
just prove it's
No.
a 3-way race for the battle of St.
St.
Martin
Martin
Parish.
Parish,
Yeah.
because Brew Bridge and St. Martinville play
Yeah.
each other too. So.
Mm,
Yeah.
Every year.
Well, the question was, is something like the Russo Trophy. You want, you
the
know,
Russo with Kaplan
Kaplan
and
and
Abbeville.
and
You
stuff
look at
like
the Vinton and
The
the
Quincy.
Quincy play for the Big Cat
Basil and
Classic.
Elton.
Basil Elton. I'm not sure a trophy.
Sacred Heart and Ville Platte.
Sacred Heart.
Yeah,
the
the
T.
T
Cotton
Cotton
Bowl.
Bowl. The T Cotton Bowl trophy they have
Civil
that.
War, Ramsey says.
Yeah.
That's Brobridge, Cecilia.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I'm not
okay.
sure if trophies are involved in some of those, but
Bragging
Um,
rights.
bragging
Yeah,
rights
yeah, most
definitely.
definitely.
For sure.
But the
yeah.
Russo Trophy, well, we seen up close and personal. That one,
That's a very big tradition.
that communities
Mhm.
want that trophy.
I
Right.
think LCA and Karen Crow should start one. You know,
If they play
If
every
they
year,
play
yeah.
every year, I agree with that. You could get a lot of good early season trophy games for a lot of these teams in the
Katie
area.
and Karen Crow play every year because they're in the same district.
right? And even
I'm
if they
surprised
wasn't,
that one
even
doesn't
if
have a trophy already.
So they do play
You
for
know?
a trophy. Battle of the Bayou Trophy.
yeah.
Oh, Basil and
Basil and
Okay.
Elton. Yeah, Battle of the Bayou. I did hear about that.
Even though they wasn't in the same district, they would still play each other.
Yeah.
Katie and Karen Crow.
Yeah,
Right.
Yep, you're right.
So
Because
we-
Carrico for a good little while was in 4A.
So we're gonna have to get a
Yeah.
Beauchamp Port Barry UTL trophy.
The
One-
Pacoya trophy.
one day.
Bucko Yan trophy.
I mean, Northwest still has the trophy, right?
Might have to see
Yeah,
about
but it,
Northwest OHS trophy.
yeah,
I'm gonna look
but
at
the
some
game never been
trophy
scheduled
places
since.
in Lafayette and see if
It's
we
the
can get
battle of
some-
the
This is what's Zydeco Bowl trophy?
Yeah, Zydeco Bowl.
Zydeco Bowl. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. How about Minden beats Mansfield 34-33 in double overtime to start off 1-0 for the first time since 2016. We didn't cover that game last week, but man, we should have.
Which
Because
game was this one?
look how thrilling of a finish. Minden and Mansfield. It wasn't on our pick show last week.
Oh, yeah.
Want to show love there. Double overtime. First win to start off 1-0 since 2016.
And who won, Minden?
Yes. They say Minden is the Crimson Tide, so their motto there is Roll Tide. So I can't get down with it.
No. No.
Go Tigers.
Ain't gonna say it.
Go Tigers.
That would be tough to go there and know that was my logo. How about ERAF upsets Lowerville 14-7? We all got it wrong, boys.
Oh, yeah, we did.
For the first time since 2019, big win for the Bobcats.
Hats off to Iraf, but man,
Yeah.
I
No,
don't like seeing Lorville lose, man.
Well, no.
I don't.
The question is Laurelville rebuilding? Are they on a down?
No,
year?
rainy weather.
That's
I'm
could
gonna
be.
blame it on the weather.
Yep,
I
it
don't
was-
think Lorville's down this year.
Yeah, a lot of
I
games-
don't
a lot of
believe it.
games-
There are a lot of games left.
Yeah.
too.
A lot of
Yeah.
games you have to, put weather in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. How about
Not
this?
taking away from anything Iraf did, though.
How about this, Gary? We got this one wrong.
I know.
You didn't.
No, you got it right.
As long as Jonathan Dortez is on the other side of the football, the Screaming Eagles will always have a puncher's chance, a fighter's chance. You better put the game away out of striking distance. If you leave it in range in the fourth quarter, they will walk down that score. Screaming Eagles,
And they
Vermilion
did.
Catholic. As long as Jonathan Dortez is that quarterback,
They did.
they got a shot in the fourth quarter.
yep.
Yeah.
How about this? When's the last time you could say you walked away from week one and Acadiana, Karen Crow, LCA are all sitting 0-1? How good was week one, fellas? I'm not worried about these three moving forward, but I don't think we can ever say that we've seen that in 6 years of covering high school football.
No, and you look at the 0-1 and you go look at the score and you say, okay,
Yeah.
look who they played and look how close they played that game. These teams are going to be right where they're supposed to be.
Well,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's what I was getting ready to
Six
say.
contenders.
Look at who
Teams they
they played and look at the scores.
Were they all
And-
one score games?
Yeah,
Or one score.
yeah.
1 point game, 8 point game,
7.
and then
And
7.
then 7, yeah.
But so they're scheduling competition. That's what I like. I like the fact that they're scheduling competition for PowerPoints, whatever you want to call it. They're not afraid to say, hey, let's play.
Right. I mean, you got Southside lost by what?
One
One.
point.
1 point.
We lost by 7. 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Yep.
Acadiana
Lost by 8.
By
By
8.
LCA, Karen Crow.
LCA lost by 7.
Yeah.
Who else?
So it's very close games,
And
competitive games.
all 6 of those teams that you put LCA Rummel, Acadiana Ruston, STM, STM, Carencro, all 6 are contenders
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely.
to make a run at the
Most
title.
definitely.
All right.
They will all definitely make the playoffs, and
Oh,
we'll see most of those teams win games in there.
And you could very well see half the field or more at the Superdome.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Before we get to the picks, I'm going to run through this of what's changed in the matter of 24 hours with the hurricane coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. If I'm left off anything, please leave it in the chat. Canceled games. Neville at Southside, canceled. Westgate at Calvary Baptist, canceled. Edna Corr at Opelousas, canceled. Hanson Memorial at Acadiana Renaissance, canceled. That is the 4 that I have right now. Those games will not happen. Here's your moved games. Holy Cross at De La Salle. The game will be played at Tulane Saturday at 6 p.m. Dream Football Classic is what they're calling the game. Neville and Calvary lost their opponents, picked each other up. A giant a clash for the ages.
Be a big ball game.
Neville and Calvary, Friday night, 7 o'clock. Get ready. That's going to be some fun. Westminster at St. Martin's Episcopals will be Saturday at 5 p.m. Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Central Private at Ascension Catholic will be Saturday at 6 p.m. Newman at Riverside will be Saturday at 7 p.m. Berwick at Kaplan will be Saturday at 2 p.m. North Central at Gaydon will be Saturday at 3 p.m. Lafayette Renaissance at Abbeville will be Saturday at noon. Central Lafourche at New Iberia Senior High will be Saturday at 3 p.m. Port Barry at Beauchene will be Saturday at 6 p.m. ERAF at North Vermilion will be Saturday at 3 p.m. South Plaquemines at Bogalusa will be Saturday at 2 p.m. Springfield at St. John, the game will be played at Plaquemine High School Saturday at 11 a.m. Bunkie at St. Louis Saturday at noon. Rose Pine at Grand Lake Saturday at 6 p.m. South Terrebonne at Covington Christian. The game will be played at Nicholls State University Saturday at 4 p.m. Baker at Glen Oaks Saturday 7 p.m. Bard at Lake Charles College Prep Saturday 1 p.m. Laranger at St. Thomas Aquinas Saturday 3 p.m. McDonald 35 at Booker T. Washington Saturday 2 p.m. South Beauregard at Washington Marion Saturday 6 p.m. South Lafourche at Pearl River Saturday at 5 p.m. St. Charles at Lutcher will be Sunday at 3 p.m. St. Ed's at Thomas Jefferson Saturday 7 p.m. Thrive Academy at Westminster of Lafayette. That game will be played at Carencro High School Saturday at 7 p.m. Vanderbilt Catholic at John Ehret Saturday 1 p.m. Westlake at LaGrange Saturday 6 p.m. Well, that's quite a few, and like we talked before we went on the air, some of these games might not happen depending if high schools get damaged with the storm, if the stadiums have power. So we have to keep a close eye out on these games and the Friday games coming up, and will they be played? I will share everything I see from the coming days of if games are moved, new time slots, or just canceled all in general. So expect some more to move tomorrow. Y'all think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially on the east side of the state. You know, the hurricane's moving
Yeah.
a little further that way. So I think you're looking at, at Baton Rouge East coming
Yeah.
south, those games have a chance of not being played, but the rest of the state should have a
Yeah.
good chance of getting them in.
Hopefully they'll be able to be, played Saturday.
Yeah.
Or,
And,
and
even had
not
a, Su-
canceled.
You even had a Sunday in that list.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have a Sunday, or not canceled. But I mean, there's a chance, a good possibility we might have a few more cancellations.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will update. We will share the heck out of it the next couple days if we have any new updates. But as of now, UTL is planning on covering Basile Mamou Friday night, Lafayette Renaissance Abbeville Saturday at noon, and then Saturday at 6, Woodbury and Beauchene. So that is our 3 for now. Subject to change. You never know. Could pick up another one from now until then if one of these 3 cancel.
Right. Yeah, it's just with the weather and everything. Everything's up in the air. Just bear with us, and we'll be somewhere.
All right, let's go. Game picks, week 2 edition. If you would like to follow along with the panel and pick with us, leave those game picks in the chat. We would love to hear from you. See how bad we do this week, guys. The winning number was 17 losses. So that ain't good.
He's bragging.
Seven-
But
seven-
that's
Hey,
the
I
one
finished
that-
first, man.
17 ain't
First.
good. We got to try to get into that top 10 frame of losses this week. Let's see how we start this one off. So, Woodbury Beauchene kicks off the picks this week. You don't have a pick, I don't have a pick, and you don't have a pick for this one. But I think that one would be pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But-
I think I know what he's gonna want.
But you're calling the game, I'm calling the game. He's doing production. We have no call. We're gonna go there neutral as can be.
Right.
We're gonna be wearing red. He's gonna be wearing blue. So Woodbury Beauchene, both teams looking for
Y'all don't get it.
Woodbury Beauchene, both teams looking for their first win of the season.
Let's split.
We flipping coins over there on that
He's
sideline.
like, we gotta get
There you
going.
go. Start off strong.
I did though.
Okay, let's keep it like that. We good.
How are we looking, fellas?
If we,
Give me Fort Barrett.
Give me Beauchene.
Woodbury Beauchene split. I like it.
So if I lose, that's gonna be the game. If he lose, that's gonna be.
We
That
good.
way
Yeah.
y'all don't have to tie each other.
Correct.
Yeah, that's right.
There you
Okay.
go.
Let
I
me-
think it's gonna be a good game though.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I think so too.
It-
I really do.
Both
What's-
communities gonna come out as a Saturday. It's gonna be
Saturday,
Oh,
6
yeah.
o'clock, cool weather.
yeah.
The
so,
Battle of the Pakayen.
Yeah.
It's the name
Chris.
for the game now. The
Here. Okay. Here.
right there.
Yeah.
But I looked at the all-time record for Beauchene and Fort Barry. They've played since 2011 every single year. Beauchene is currently 8-5,
Uh-oh.
and are riding a 4-game win streak.
8-6 after
Oh.
Saturday.
Maybe.
Maybe. But both
So-
teams are looking for their fourth win
And
with
the-
UTL.
And
Yeah.
the head coach is looking for his first win in Beauchene.
Buck Harrison.
Yeah.
Buck Harrison.
Yeah.
There it is.
First wins.
There it is. You
So-
right. We're gonna give you hell Saturday.
Oh yeah. Hey, you'll
In
get some right-
a
you'll get
fun
some
way
right back.
though.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
gonna be
you'll
in a
get some
fun
right
way.
back,
It's
don't
gonna be in a
worry.
fun way.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait.
Chris, another team looking for their first career program win. It's Birchman's. They're going to play Delcom this week. Delcom, here's what I have to say about this matchup here. Chris, Alex, Pickering just knocked their losing streak out last week. I think Delcom does it this week. I think they get their name off of that list this week, get a big home win, and Birchman's going to be... It's going to take a little while before they get their program how they want it to get.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Birchman's young.
Yeah. I like Delcom. But I did watch Birchman play with the 7-on-7.
Yep.
And they got some
I just don't think they have any linemen.
Yeah.
right. So, but I'm gonna go with Delcom.
I'm gonna wait for Gary.
No, I'm going with Delcom too.
I'm going to take Delcom as well. They're going to have a chance to break it. I know Southwood has a long losing streak too, including vacated wins. I don't know how good Arcadia is, so maybe Southwood might break it too, possibly.
And then I'm going Delcom also. Another
You could see
team,
2 or possibly 3 teams breaking long losing streaks.
yes, another team looking to break a losing streak this week is Como. They're going to play Patterson. They're both looking for their first win. Can Como end the losing streak? Yes or no?
I do think they will. Give me Como at home.
Yeah, Como. You know you skipped a game, right?
Yeah. Okay.
It was a good tie-in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm going Como up myself. I think they're gonna do it, man.
This was for Coach Lewis. I'm taking Como.
No, this one is for Coach Newsom. I'm taking Como.
Well,
Yeah.
for Newsom as well, but I mean,
Yes, indeed. How about Elton and Northwood? Two teams looking for the first win. Elton, got to go on the road. Not sure. I think this is a long road trip. Where's Northwood at?
Northwood.
Northwood's right north of
Union
Alexandria.
Junior, North of Alexandria.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it ain't
not too
terrible,
No,
but
not too bad.
should be a great ball game here. Can Elton go and knock off Northwood on the road here?
I like it. I like Elton to go on the road. Northwood's been down for a while, so give me Elton.
Good. Okay.
I don't even know anything about either one of these teams, but
Flip
I
the
picked
coin.
I picked Northwood.
Northwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Elton.
Elton.
Northwood because they're at home.
Home field advantage for Northwood. I like
Yeah.
Elton this week. I think they got a couple of backs that can go in the backfield. As long as they don't turn the football over,
Correct.
they got a really good shot to go win this football game. So we have 3 Elton, 2 Northwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll split there.
How about St. Ed's? Long road trip to Thomas Jefferson. Where Thomas Jefferson is in the New Orleans area,
The
not
West-
sure.
I think it's on the West Bank.
West Bank?
Bank, I
Okay,
believe.
so long road trip coming from Eunice. St. Ed's, talent on that football team. I think this one's going to be pretty convincingly. What are y'all thinking?
Yeah, I'm rolling St. Ed's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the Blue Jays.
So we will go across the board here.
Yeah.
Thomas Jeff's not one of those power.
Yeah.
schools in the
They're
city.
not.
Everybody on the car from.
Yeah.
How about, what's that shirt say?
Lock of the week.
Holly's lock of the week.
Can you see it on the screen, ladies and gentlemen? Shout out Whips with the T-shirt last year.
Yeah.
Coming in handy for this next lock of the week. Holly's lock of the week this week started out 1-0 last week, and then gets a little bit harder as we go.
We're gonna have to start having Holly Lock of the Week on
As-
page 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back here.
As we go. As we go. She
The
said.
last 10 games.
She said,
Yeah.
give me a couple of easy ones to start out. I gotta get my feet wet. And I said, okay, here you go. She said, I like Coach Aguilar. She said, I like the Trojans. And she said, I like the Trojans big. Holly's lock of the week. Sacred Heart over Pine Prairie.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yep. Coach Aguilar's going to get it done.
EJ.
Uh-huh.
Ville Platte looking for their first win. Coach is looking for his first win. Won't get easier this week. Pio, senior leg group, talent across the board. They're primed for a big season, and they start this sucker 2-0. Y'all agree?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Yeah, it's
Notre Dame.
scrimmage
I
for Notre
agree.
Dame.
Phil Platt did play a pretty good game against Northside, if I wasn't mistaken.
It just got out of hand late.
Yeah. But Phil Platt's they're not as bad as what this
Yeah, but-
schedule looks
but-
like.
No.
But the Pios
Notre
are-
Dame
Miles
is
is
that
something
good.
else. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. They're different kind of beef.
How about Rose Pine Grand Lake meeting this week? 0-1 Rose Pine, 1-0 Grand Lake. Grand Lake really shut me up last week. I was the only one to pick against them. I ain't going to be the only one to pick against them this week. I'm all for the Hornets this week, boys. What are y'all thinking?
Yeah, Grand Lake big.
Yeah,
Grand
same.
Lake.
I'm taking Grand Lake as well.
They really shut me up when they beat down East Bow last week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was my 24 losses. North Iberville gets their first win last week. Brand new stadium, back for varsity football after a little layoff those couple years. They're excited about the program. They're excited for football again. They got a big blowout win last week. Does not get easier this week. Going to play a 4A program in Livonia. Livonia, do they get it done at home, or North Iberville rides a hot streak into week 2?
I like North Iberville. They got their first win at home. They're going to get their first one on the road.
Man, I'm gonna roll with North Iberville.
Okay.
Me too.
I think coaching is the difference making.
Yeah.
This one's tough. I know Livonia hasn't had the easiest time as of late. I know North Iberville's just starting up again. I'm gonna reluctantly take Livonia. This one's a hard choice. I'll take Livonia because they're at home.
Yeah, I'm taking Livonia here also. I think the size and athletes gets the better of the 1A North Iberville late. That's what I'm gonna go with here because we don't know anything about both teams.
Yeah.
This could be a sneaky good
Yeah.
game. It
Yeah.
could be.
A lot of those kids, they in the same area.
Yeah.
So,
Kind of know each other a
Yep.
little bit. Yeah.
How about Archbishop Hannon? Gonna head on down to play Ascension Episcopal, another team that made me look like a fool last week with a big win over Kaplan. And you're not gonna make me look like a fool again this week. I like the Blue Gators, and I might get on a little trend here with the Blue Gators and start picking them a heck of a lot more.
They've been good lately. They've been good for the last few years. So yeah, I'm going with them.
I felt
As
like
am I.
last year.
Ascension.
I'm
Ascension.
taking them as well. I felt like last year was a little bit of a weird year for them.
Yeah.
They were kind of up and down, and it was weird. I didn't feel like they were very consistent, but I think
Lack of
this year,
consistency, yes.
yeah, I do think because they had some good wins and they had some losses that kind of scratched your head. I think this year they're going to be more consistently good. So, and it'll start. It'll continue for week 2.
Yep, I like Ascension Episcopal. You fool me once, ain't gonna fool me twice, Alex.
shame on you.
Try to tell you.
Opelousas Catholic started off the season in the Mud Bowl, gets a big win over Iota. Now they go to East Beauregard, and guess what East Beauregard did? They tore their field up last week in the mud slop on Thursday.
Right.
When they played, so I don't know what to expect on the field conditions here, but I think Opelousas Catholic is the better team here, all around better not better program. I don't want to say. I want to say like better established program going into this season.
Yeah.
I think East Beauregard took a big hit in seniors leaving, so I like the Vikings here.
Me too.
Yeah, same here.
I agree.
All the way.
CGEJ. ACGEJ.
Like you're reading
Across the
exam.
board.
Eye exam.
Right there.
Hey, you know who else got a big win last week? New Iberia Senior High went on the road, knocked off Pineville. I got it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So just letting you know, Gary.
Yeah. I'm
So if I got it wrong, what's that mean? That means I ain't picking them against them
That's right.
twice, right?
Yeah, no, I
and
agree.
they're home this year. I heard they were improved, but
Yeah.
I had to let it play itself out. They had to go. It was a prove me game, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And they proved it. And I think they're in this matchup. I think they're a better team against Central Lafourche. What are y'all thoughts?
Yeah, Nish is gonna roll this week.
Yeah, I got Nish too.
Yeah.
And it's so important for Nish to get these early wins, knowing the district they're in.
Yeah,
for
that-
sure.
The
that's gonna be
9 district
hard.
is so crucial.
I'm gonna take Nish.
Yeah, I like Nish
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Central Lafourche, it's gonna be a rough year for them. But if they win this game, then it'll help. But I think Nish got this.
Yep. How about Manny and DeRitter? 2 teams searching for their first win. Dragons shocked last week by South Beauregard, and Manny steamrolled against Logansport. Oh, we all got that one wrong
Yeah.
last week with DeRitter. Do they bounce back in a big way this week going against Manny? It seems like Manny's got some things to figure out.
Right. Well, my question is, how down is Manny? They went against a Logan Sports team that I don't
Loaded.
know, they are
Arguably better
loaded.
than
They
last
are
year.
man. They are
For 1A, yeah.
yeah. For one, they are loaded.
Yep.
And compared to DeRitter, how bad is DeRitter? How bad did they?
Man, I did not see that South Beauregard game being that way last week. A lot of us thought DeRitter was a favorite to win that district, so maybe field conditions, maybe the
Right.
weather. Who knows?
Right.
But what are y'all thinking? Who wins it?
You know, Manny is down, but also it was Logansport. So
Yeah.
I'll take a blowout against Logansport over a loss against South Bow.
Okay.
I like Manny coming on the road and getting their step back up.
Good
And
pick.
I like. I mean, the Ritter game last week was South Boy. They play everybody tough. Their district
Yeah.
is tough.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Manny played a Texas team that's in Louisiana.
Pretty much.
Like from me to the camera is the
It's
state line.
Yeah.
So-
That's pretty much
So
it.
and they don't have any, But anyway, but I like Manny, and I'm gonna give him another shot this week. And coaching is different, in Manny.
Well, it's a new
The
coach.
past 2 years.
Yeah, it's a new coaching staff. But he should be established pretty good.
Oh.
This one here, I'm gonna tell you right now. This is one that I think can go either way.
Man, the white down the middle looks good.
I'll be honest
Yeah,
with you.
that was-
I'm gonna go with the Ritter. I'm gonna say home field's gonna give him a little edge.
Very good pick.
I'm gonna agree with Gary on this one. I think the Ritter being at home. I know that the loss of South Bowl is not the best, but I think with the adjustments and stuff coming into this week too, hopefully with better field conditions, hopefully. Although it's not saying much considering what's coming. I think the Ritter will find a way to win.
Yep, I like the Ritter, and I like him big. Give me the Dragons bouncing back in a big way week 2. Lafayette Renaissance and Abbeville square off on Saturday morning at high noon. Lafayette Renaissance, very well coached football team going in to Abbeville. Abbeville shocked a week ago by Washington Marion.
Right.
So, your thoughts on Lafayette Renaissance, young group, great coaching staff. Abbeville got punched in the mouth last week. Expect them to respond in a big way this week. So, gonna be a great one. Your thoughts? I have no pick in this game because I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took a right hook last week. I think they take a left one this week. Very good coaching, very good talent over there at Lafayette Renaissance. So I like them.
Man, Coach Zenon, he's a great guy, man.
Absolutely.
But man, we 7-on-7 with Lafayette Renaissance all summer, and those kids, they gonna Coach Trev, he gonna have them going to the end, fighting to the end, this and that, playing at a high level, flying to the ball. Man, Lafayette Renaissance gonna be something to be reckoned with in a few years, maybe next year. But I'm gonna go with Lafayette Renaissance.
And you can see that game live on Under the Lights, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Aaron?
This one's hard for me because I see the coaching of and the foundation being laid, and it's there at Lafayette Renaissance, and then you see Abbeville rebuilding and doing everything like that.
Abbeville's 10-2 when we cover them.
I understand that. And they're at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Renaissance is going to come in, and it's going to be a tough
Y'all are
game.
painting a target on my back.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's your back.
I just have a feeling.
I'm gonna show up, and they're gonna lock the gates and say, "Y'all all picked against us." I ain't even have a pick.
I'm going to reluctantly take Lafayette Renaissance. Like I said, I like Coach Zenon. He's a great guy. I really do want to be wrong. I do want to be wrong. But
Yeah, you see, I know where you're going. I knew he covered his tracks. I know it.
I scored them touchdowns for that particular last year.
But yeah, I'll take Lafayette Renaissance. But if Abbeville wins, I'm not going to be upset about it. You know?
No, I actually
I
think
want
this would go
Zenon
either
to
way.
get
I
his first win. You know,
do.
Cramps.
Huh?
Cramps.
Oh,
High
yes.
noon.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I
Be up
sure
early.
hope that
Lord, we had about 30 of them
because
last
man,
week for the
we had more
noon
people.
game.
After every play, somebody was on the ground cramping. It was unbelievable.
Liquid IV,
Yeah, you're right.
How about
Bananas,
two 1-0 teams gonna battle it out at West St. Mary? Centerville Bulldogs coming in red hot, ready to go to war with West St. Mary. West St. Mary gets a big win, so you know they're excited right now. So when you get a team that's excited coming off of a win, they're going to play with their hair on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Can they do it 2 weeks in a row against a good Bulldog team coming in?
Who did West St. Mary beat last week?
Looking at it right now.
Thrive? No. Birchman's?
38-0.
Yeah.
Birchman's.
Centerville.
Yes.
Centerville.
Me too. Centerville.
Sorry, Jazz.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Home team.
I'm going Centerville.
Home team?
I'm taking Centerville. Not taking a singer. I'm taking Centerville.
Centerville Bulldogs roll in this one. Shout out Coach Jefferson and the group. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. Westlake LaGrange, interesting two 1-0 teams here. LaGrange gets a big Saturday win, 22-20 over Peabody. All of us got that one wrong, unfortunately.
We did.
Westlake cruise control, and they were like when you put it on cruise control to go to Omaha that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they did on Saturday. It was
Yeah.
50 something to 6.
And who
Yeah.
they played?
Road Pine.
Oh,
Pine.
I think they could increase that speed on cruise control just a little bit more this week and keep it rolling. I like Westlake.
It's Lake Cruisers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Westlake too.
Myself.
Lagrange might give them a little bit of trouble to start, but Westlake will pull away relatively convincingly.
Hear good things from Westlake. I'm going to say it every week until I see them up close and personal or somebody proves me wrong, but Westlake should be 2-0 after this one. How about Kaplan and Berwick? Berwick 1-0. Kaplan 0-1. When you talked about teams getting punched in the mouth, it was the Pirates last week against Ascension Episcopal. If I know Tank Lotief, he's going to have his troops ready to go here in week 2. Do they have enough to go knock off a good Berwick team?
No, they
No.
don't. I like Berwick at home.
I like Kaplan.
Gary, tough pick.
Yeah, this one's going to be tough, but I think Berwick's. I'm giving them the whole home field advantage, and I think it's going to be in a close one. I'd say, I'd say actually 2 to 3 points.
Okay. Enoch,
I'm going to go the other way. I'm taking Kaplan to win this game.
Kaplan.
Yep.
And then I'm going to split vote here. I'll give the Pirates one more shot this week. Like Ramsey says, it's hard to see Tank losing back-to-back weeks, so
Right.
he'll have his guys ready to go this week. They did play in the mud fest last week, so
They're probably gonna play in one.
Yeah.
Of them.
probably
He'll
playing
probably do
another
another
one
one,
here.
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
we'll see who gets a win here. All right, South Bow 1-0. Washington Marion 1-0. Washington Marion, huge win. That's the way to start off a season if you're those guys over there.
Who they
You
beat?
need it. They
Right.
beat Abbeville. They needed some life in the program, and they got it last week. South Bow, we talked about it. Big upset win over the Ritter. No one's seen it coming. Are we not talking about South Bow, or do we need another week to see how good they actually are?
No, I'm going South Bow this week.
Yeah, me too. Salvo. They're gonna take that little short trip and handle business.
Right, I'm with you on that. I think South Bow.
I'm going to take South Beauregard as well. This game could go either way, really, because I don't feel like we know
Tough
too much about either one of
preseason,
these yet, for sure. So,
Tough preseason for Washington Marion. A lot of athletes over there could give South Bow trouble.
Right.
I think the physicality at the end is the difference maker here.
yeah.
And South Bow is going to bring to the table. But we could all be looking like some fools again. There's going to be one game that gets us again.
Yeah, where we all pick them, but they end up losing.
How about Evangel? Looking for their first win in 5A. They're going to take on Natchitoches Central. Natchitoches Central came down to Breaux Bridge last week, escaped with a 14-12 victory. Going to be tough. The East coming into town. Can Natchitoches Central get a big win at home?
No, Evangel's going to be too much for Natchitoches Central this week.
Yeah, that's a district game too, huh?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're in the same 5.
I think they have like 8-9 teams in their
That's
district.
the district.
Yeah, I
game.
think their district starts this week.
Yeah, that's their district. But I'm gonna roll with Evangel.
Me too. I'm going with the E.
I'm taking Evangel as well.
Yeah, I think Pop, Peyton, Houston is going to go off. And I think Evangel rolls here.
Right.
Fast field, turf field, they're playing
They're going to play at Northwestern State.
Northwestern. Yeah.
How about
This
this?
is not a district game, actually. Oh, no, it is. I read it wrong. My bad. Y'all were right. It wasn't this game. I read it wrong.
Two 1-0 teams, Crawley, Catholic, Appoinca P. This one should be a Crawley team coming in with major confidence. Wins have been a minimum over the last couple of years, but if you start the season 1-0, you know the confidence is sky roof right now.
Yeah.
The only problem is you got to go into Catholic Appoinca P this week, a team that will welcome you in and meet you at the 50-yard line and punch you square in the mouth.
That is one of the hardest places to play.
That's a
You know,
hard-nosed team.
that-
They're
well,
going to come
that's
at
the
you for
thing.
4 quarters.
That's it. That's one of the
So,
hardest places. They're just so traditional.
Can
And-
Crawley match Catholic Appoinca P's physicality for 4 quarters? I don't see it.
Me either.
Prove me wrong, Chris.
No,
I like
nah.
Catholic.
You like Catholic?
Y'all can give y'all feedback. Yeah, don't let me hog it.
No. Hey, you,
Nope,
you
keep
hit
it rolling.
You rolling. Keep rolling.
Yeah, Catholic Appoinca P, they'll take care of business. Keep it going.
Catholic and Point P across the board. Shout out Coach Caroof over there. Keep doing your thing, my man. How about 1-0 Mamu? Big win last week over Bolton. You get to get the feeling of everything we've worked hard for over the summer, and up to this point, you get a big win to start off the season, and you just see things are trending in the right direction there. And Basile faced a really good Lake Arthur team last week. Gonna have to grow up quick, I guess you could say, in the program. A lot of young faces are playing, and you're gonna have to grow up fast and get ready for those Friday nights. Tough for the Bearcats. We'll see. I'm not sure if Mamu's beat Basile in quite a long time. So could happen Friday night, or Basile could come out, play possessed football, and get a big win. I don't have a pick. Gary doesn't have a pick. We're calling the game. Alex, who wins it?
Big Mamu.
Mamu?
Yeah, I think they're getting something rolling over there. Basile's young, and I think Mamu's going to get that next win.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with my move. Coach Lamb going to get his second win.
Enoch, who wins it?
I am going to take Basile.
Basile at home.
I will take Basile at home. And I think this game will be pretty good.
I think it's going to be a 4-quarter great one to call.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. I looked at the history of Mamu versus Basile. It is 5-0 in favor of Basile.
So it's been quite a while.
Yeah. Mamu could very well get their first win, but I think Basile will take care of business.
Okay, so 2 for Mamu, 1 for Basile, and then 2 guys calling the game.
That's right.
Can't wait to get down there Friday night, my friend. Or you need me?
No, I just want
Yeah, I just want to see.
Oh, I forgot to write it down.
Okay.
Who you picking? Okay, let me write that down.
Okay, that's up.
You saw?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Bonky, St. Louis. St. Louis, when we talked about down teams that graduated a ton and trying to find some identity right now, they got a slow start.
Correct.
They started off the season slower than a lot of folks expected, and it does not get easier here in week 2 when you got to welcome a red hot Bunky team that's loaded with talent across the board. When we said a team that is full of prospects, playmakers, well coached,
Athletes.
it's Bunky.
Right.
Yeah.
Bunky handled business last week against St. Mary's. St. Louis fell 14-3 to Sulphur a week ago. So, St. Louis defense, Bunky's offense is what to watch for here. Panthers roll?
Yeah, I like Bunky
Yeah,
big.
Bunky.
I'm going to roll St. Louis.
Okay, hold on. I wasn't looking.
Bunky big.
Bunky big.
Bunky big.
St.
St.
Louis.
Louis at home. Sneaks away with a close one or
They play good defense.
good defense? Okay.
I'm going Bunky.
Gary going Bunky. Enoch?
Taking Bunky as well. I think Bunky on the road.
Everybody knows how I feel about the Panthers. Until you beat them, I'm going to ride that high horse. And I think the Panthers roll here on the road. Can't wait to see that district race. It's going to be some fun with
that's
them,
Be exciting.
Marksville and Gina. Avoyas in our district.
That's
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be some fun. That 3-team race there. Catholic New Iberia and Central Catholic. Central Catholic, a close 3-point win last week over White Castle. Catholic New Iberia, we all saw the comeback that Vermilion Catholic stunned them at the end. Catholic New Iberia, Central Catholic should be some fun Friday night, Saturday, wherever they play. Might even be Monday. Not sure with the weather, but who wins it?
Yeah, I like Catholic to come. Catholic and Iberia to bounce back and get the win.
Yeah, same here. Same here with them.
Yeah, me too. I think they're going to have a bitter taste in their mouth, and they're going to come out on fire.
CC?
Give me Central Catholic.
Good. This is where I pass you up in these picks this week.
You think so? It's been a long time since the two teams played. It's kind of surprising how relatively close they are, and they don't play very often. I think this is the 3rd time in their history that they've played against each other. But you would think that with their relative proximity and the fact that these are two well-off Catholic schools in the area, I think they would play each other more often. But I'm rambling a little bit. I'm going to take Central Catholic.
Like the Panthers, Catholic of New Iberia, love what I've seen at the Jamboree. Can they get back to that team? If they get back to that team, it's scary good.
You're right.
So we'll see which team shows up this week, and will they play in another Mud Fest?
Right.
How about Lake Arthur de Quincy? This is Mr. Chaston on the call for this one. 2 1-0 teams. It's the game of the week in that area. So you got the best voice in high school football calling it. So fans that can't make it, you're in for a treat. De Quincy, Lake Arthur, coming off big wins. Who wins it?
I like Lake Arthur. They seem to be a step up from what they usually are, which is always a solid program. So give me Lake Arthur.
Jake, who I should pick?
Jake says the Quincy by 7. man.
Well, the Quincy by 7. I'm a roll. The Quincy by 7.
Well, as long as he one time he burns you, then you got to cut ties.
Oh yeah, man. Let me get it over with early.
If they win, you got to keep picking them.
I think this is going to be a dogfight.
Mm-hmm.
I really do, but I think Lake Arthur's got a little bit more talent. Sorry, Jake, but I mean,
Can't pick with your heart,
can't.
like I did last week.
No, hey, I got to go with it.
I'll take Lake Arthur. This game should be close.
No, it's going to be
It's
very.
going
I
to be
think
close
it's gonna be
all the way through. But I think the Quincy will make the final mistake. Lake Arthur capitalizes and gets the win.
The final mistake, put it in quotes, because you're going to see it in the newspaper headlines on Sunday morning. Lake Arthur gets a big win. A lot of talent. I'm still waiting to see if the quarterback is back healthy.
Yeah.
Is Jackson back healthy? Let us know in the chat. Prayers for whatever he was going through last Friday night. But like Lake Arthur, and I really like this Lake Arthur team, only losing 3 seniors last year.
Right, and that's what got me to that point. They only lost 3, but
So
I think, but
Veteran
like I said,
group back.
Veteran group back. But I think this game's going to go down to the wire. I'm gonna pretty much say whoever has the ball last will probably win.
Yeah. I think,
use my binoculars from Basile to see what's going
Yeah,
on.
that's right.
Jennings, Eunice, let's go. 2 teams searching for a big win. Jennings, not the best football that they wanted to play a week ago. A lot of penalties,
Right.
and
Yeah.
2 touchdowns called off the board. Not their style of play. You got to expect Coach Fusilier is going to have those guys ready to go here. And then Eunice, a young, scrappy group last week. They really, when we talked about Basile earlier, they had to grow up quick and play early. Well, Eunice is the prime example here, playing early, and they grew up last week. So
Right.
I was happy to see those guys come to play. So Coach Vijay, how I say his last name? Vijay. He's going to have his team ready to go week in and week out. Not sure if it's going to be enough here at home against Jennings. Jennings got a bad taste in their mouth from
Right.
last week. What do y'all think?
Yeah, Jennings, like you said, bad taste in their mouth, but they're going to have too much size on their offensive line, and probably too much size on their defensive line too. So I like Zeno to have a big game, and Jennings is going to roll here.
And then Gary, this is going to be the debut of the Paul Trosclair Stadium. So
Field, yeah.
emotions will be high. The guys will be playing for him that night. So
Right.
could very well see the Bobcats pull it off.
Man, we ain't pulling it off. No Jennings.
I think the emotion's going to be high, but I think that's going to wear off, and I think Jennings is going to be a little bit too much.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Jennings in this one. They won this game fairly convincingly last year. And I think this year, last week, realistically, Jennings
We're
doesn't have
tied.
those 2 touchdowns.
We're tied game in the fourth quarter if those 2 touchdowns aren't called back.
Yeah, they could have arguably won it. They could have arguably won that game. I'm going to take Jennings on this one. I felt like they looked a little bit better than Eunice did week 1. But, both of these teams have really tough schedules the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So it's,
I like that.
either one of them could really use this.
Yeah,
possible as a step.
I like the Bulldogs. Too much Zeno in this one. Just gonna wear down
Zeno's a beast.
the Eunice front for 4 quarters. Marksville and Church Point. Marksville gets a big win over Avoyelles last week. Church Point falls to North Vermilion last week. Church Point has been a slow start. Not the best field conditions from the Jamboree in the week 1. Do we judge them off of those games there, Gary, or is it like we can still see the Battling Bears show up here in week 2? Marksville, loaded talent,
Right.
extremely fast, and they got a dynamic player at the quarterback position.
Right.
I mean, he's a Swiss Army knife, so if he has a big night, watch out.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I think Marksville is going to come into Church Point and roll convincingly.
Yeah, I watch Marksville for the 7-on-7 too. They got athletes, so I'm gonna roll with Marksville.
I think Church Point is a good team, but I think Marksville has just got a little bit more. So I'm gonna go with Marksville.
The Bears will battle, but the Tigers will come out on top. I'm going to take Marksville.
Year 2 of the Josh Harper era at Marksville is at full blazons, and Marksville, they're going to be a force to reckon with moving forward. They're going to upset some teams moving forward, and they could make a push to quarterfinal week. That's a bold statement here.
Right. You're right.
So that's my hot take of the night, guys. Y'all don't let me have any more.
I ain't going to stop you, man.
All right, Rain and Northwest, 2 1-0 teams. You're going to have Kevon Johnson versus Kyle Willer in this contest. 2 dynamic players. I thought Kevon should be a Super 16 type of guy. Willer got that spot for KATC. Rain saw him for the Jamboree. 2 guys could really hurt you.
Right.
Northwest, you got plethora of guys that could really hurt you. We'll see what happens. We saw them play last week. Could Northwest get it going this week on offense, Mr. Alex?
Northwest 2-0.
Northwest 2-0.
Yep.
You knew Alex's pick. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
You didn't even have to ask that.
You didn't have to, no.
Yeah, I'm going with him too. Northwest.
Give me the Raiders.
Real quick. So you went real quick. Daniel, I think I met your brother Saturday at the game whenever we covered Kinder and Welsh. If that's the same Scully on the coaching staff. So I wanted to throw that in there real quick. Really nice guy.
I'm going with Northwest.
I took Northwest as well. Give me the Raiders.
Too much Johnson.
Just win, baby.
Did you hear the play of the game on Friday night? That was a crazy call. Sometimes things just fly out of my mouth that I don't know what I'm talking about. I get excited.
This game might actually be a little bit better than a lot of people expect. Very good offense for Rain. Got some size. I think it's going to be whoever could be a turnover or two, because I think Rain's going to run the ball. Northwest's defense can stop the run. We saw that Eunice runs the ball the whole time, and they really for the majority of the game
So you're picking Rain?
didn't run the ball. I am not picking Rain, but
It's gonna be a good game.
this game could get interesting if there's some mistakes made on either side. So whoever plays the cleaner
And
game,
y'all didn't
wins
have
it.
any turnovers
No
a week
turnovers.
ago, correct?
No turnovers, which is very
great sign
good
to start the
week one.
season.
So yeah,
Yep.
give me Northwest obviously, but
He said. Okay.
in terms of us, we have to limit mistakes, limit turnovers, and then we should be all right.
And
Oh, yeah.
and the man himself is on the coaching staff this year, Chris.
Great.
Unofficially.
Had a headset on, man.
Unofficial.
Unofficially.
Well, there you go. We got our inside sources here. All right, here we go. Holy Savior Menard 1-0.
Scaffold.
Gina 1-0. Gary, don't you ever say the Gina Giants graduated too much,
Hey,
because
Bernie.
No.
guess what? The Giants are ready to make another semifinal push here. Get ready,
They
Gina
want to
Giants.
go to the finals and win it all.
Not sure what they got.
Man.
Not sure the entire what they got, but week 1 win over Mangum. I bet that stadium was rocking.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Alex, Gina, Holy Savior Menard. Too much Giants here.
Gina.
Gina.
Same thing. Gina.
Gina.
Gina, and Gina, and Gina, and Gina, and Gina. Giants.
Giants. That's
Roll.
right.
Oh, here we go. Chris, you have the honors.
Mm.
I need to hear it. Westminster 1-0. St. Martin's Episcopal 1-0. Can Westminster slow down Harlem Berry on Saturday and get a big time upset? If you stop one man, I'm not sure what the rest of the team has, and you know a lot of teams key on him. But a 5-star committed to LSU, does Westminster have anything on that side to slow him down?
They'll slow him down when they shake hands at coin toss, but that's about it.
He's he's rated what, number 1 running back in the state?
Nation.
Nation.
Okay,
I mean, there's some great backs in the state, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't see a soul on Westminster's staff or team that can.
Yeah.
The kid he probably gonna have 300 yards by halftime.
Mm-hmm.
He's that every bit of advertised. So Westminster, they got their hands full, but
Man, I mean, how did this game come to play?
Who scheduled that?
Yeah, you're right.
Coach is from there. Coach drives to La Paz every day after practice.
yeah, he still lives there, but I mean, there's some things you don't do, and that's one of them.
Alex, you like
No joke.
St. Martin's?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Garrett, St. Martin's?
Yep, all the way.
Taking St. Martin's as well.
Yeah, too much Harlem Berry. We'll see. Be nice to see what happens moving forward with that team, St. Martin's Episcopal. Not sure if they have enough to tackle down a Riverside moving forward down the road in that Division 4 playoff bracket, but only time will tell.
Ramsey says the Hall of Night show.
Yeah, you're right.
How about Avoyelles and Pineville? 2 0-1 teams. Avoyelles last week, 2-touchdown loss to Marksville. Pineville lost by 9 to Nish. So keep that in mind. 5A teams going at it, and 2 3A teams going at it. 2A, 3A teams, something like that. I think Avoyelles is 2A and Marksville is 3. So Pineville 5A too much, or can Avoyelles give them a game with that offense that they run?
I actually like Avoyelles to go in there and just win convincingly.
Okay.
It's great when you have a alum come back to your high school coach, and that's what Avoyelles have. And he have those guys
Coach
playing tough.
Bassinet?
Yeah, he has those guys playing hard and tough, man. So I'm over with Avoyelles.
Garrett?
I was looking at this game earlier, and I think with that crazy offense that he runs, and the fact that he's punting this year, that he's going to actually punt a few.
That's the only difference.
That's the only difference. But I think that's going to let them control the line. So I'm going with Avoyelles, man. Just pound.
It's not an easy game to pick. I could see this game being close. I could, but in the end, I think Avoyelles will be able to control the clock, get a few scores in there, and just limit the possessions for Pineville.
Can't do it. Can't do it this week, boys. I got to go with Pineville in this one. The 5A size is going to be the difference in this one.
Okay.
So I got to go with Pineville. I mean, they played Nish close, so they can score.
They're gonna burn you.
Yep.
You
So.
ain't gonna pick them no more.
And I won't pick them no more if they burn me this week. I like Pineville getting a big win at home. Same thing with Pineville as we said with Nish earlier. You have to take care of business in the 9-district schedule because Pineville is in that Ruston district with Neville, with West Monroe, with Washita, all of those guys.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay.
Alexandria.
Someone. Here's a good matchup. 2 0-1 teams going to battle it out on Friday, I guess. I done lost track of who's playing
going
where.
Yeah.
Oakdale, Welsh, 2 teams that really we thought on the panel could very well get big wins.
Right.
We thought Oakdale could get a win at Sacred Heart. We thought Welsh could get a win at home against Kinder, and it was reversed. So 2 teams. Not the way they wanted to start the season. Could be in for something here. Will the injury be a huge factor for Welsh at the running back position? Not sure his status. And Oakdale getting shut out a week ago Not sure what's going on there. I know the offense was switched in the offseason.
Right.
Alex, tough,
No,
or you
no, I-
leaning towards one team here?
No, I like Welsh to bounce back. You know, Kinder gave him a really tough game. Kinder's always going to play tough, but I think Oakdale's a little bit down. I like Welsh.
I got a call from one of my buddies in Oakdale,
Okay,
and
they
I
still
was-
in the spread.
they had a kid. He was real good. He tore his ACL this summer.
Mm.
Oh,
He's really running back, and they was banking on him because he was a freshman last year. I want to say, but anyway, I'm gonna roll with Welsh. They're consistent.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
and Oakdale has been consistent over the past few years too.
Yeah, you got to think Coach Corville is going to have his guys ready to go.
Right.
I just don't know the status of the injury. That
Right.
because their offense really it took a hold on them whenever they lost him on
Right.
Saturday.
I think that injury is gonna be the determining factor. Now, they had him iced down and everything like that, but we saw a lot of cramping from Welsh, and then the quarterback ended up coming out, but I think that was mostly cramps or anything like that because he was coming in and out. But I think Welsh is going to be have enough to basically sustain and come back. I think the quarterback's going to get him to that next level. Hopefully, the running back will be back to where he can actually get them going. So I'm gonna go with Welsh in a close one.
Okay, you not?
I agree with Gary. Welsh, close.
Yeah. I think Coach Corville has his guys ready to go here in week 2, but with the injury concerns, Gary, I gotta go with Oakdale here. I think they find a way to win a close one. Just because I don't know the status.
Yeah.
0-1 West St. John at 1-0 St. James. St. James really made us all look like some fools last week, going shut down East St. John. So,
Somebody picked that game.
no,
we all picked East St. John.
yeah, everybody except you.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah,
Everybody except him?
so we all look like some fools here. But
You're welcome, Troy.
did not expect
You're
them
not
to
in
go.
that chat.
I know.
Did not expect them to go shut out East St. John like that. But hats off to them, young
Right.
group playing some good football here early. St. James rolls here, don't y'all think?
Yes.
Yep.
Yo, he can't be in the chat to tell us to pick against them. So.
And if they and we're back. I just don't think I can get it switched now.
What switch?
This,
Why?
because I started it without. So we have to go like this, Gary.
What turn it?
Tell them we had technical difficulties.
Hey guys, we're having technical difficulties. We're having to fix something, so bear with us for just a second.
So I need you to turn this sideways.
Wow. Hey, I'm good.
Turn it back.
In the back. No.
There we go.
Okay, walk it up.
Hang on, guys. We coming.
Need the cord. There goes the lights. And then there goes the phone, because it's going to plug.
Plug it.
Hang on, guys. We coming. Just having a little bit of technical stuff.
This is a mess.
It's all fun.
Slide it on back. Slide in, guys. Chair. Slide in, Enoch. Talk loud, guys.
That's all right. We can talk loud. We got big mouths.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
So put the cord on.
No, push these sounds a little closer than both of them.
I don't know.
Don't know. I don't like that PC.
Wait a minute, I don't-
Exclude it.
So, I mean, you ain't here for us anyway. You just want to hear the picks.
That's right. Yeah.
How's it look on your end?
Pretty good.
That don't look good,
That
yeah.
don't look good now.
Yeah, we good.
Y'all good on your end? Let me see.
I don't know what
All right, let's rock and roll. Where was we? Next
Uh,
game. How about 0-1 Bro Bridge against 1-0 Vermilion Catholic? Screaming Eagles. I'm gonna pick you the rest of the season. I ain't gonna pick against you again. Screaming Eagles.
Yeah.
Going VC, most definitely.
Yeah, the Eagles will scream.